damage, but the Metamorphosis coming in, and Tuka being focused down quite a bit there. Was body blocked in.
Yep.
You know, got saved with the Divine Shield.
Well, Uther doing a good job to keep him alive. Tuka doing a good job to get out as well. They were going for the tank, which is one of the problematic, situations. You are trying to kill probably the biggest health pool target on the enemy team. But I mean, they're just shredding their health bars on these heroes, though.
All right. So Big Rack half HP, very low, and Sharper just staying at the front, doing a really good job. He is the hook target in terms of people getting hooked.
Yeah,
he's doing a very good job.
So many times he is the one being picked up, and Will Stitches doesn't want to pick up Sharper, doesn't want to pick up Johanna. That's a terrible target with the Condemn. In fact, it's almost better for Johanna. It's like, oh cool, I don't actually have to move to get you now. All right, so we're at a soaking experience. We didn't see much experience picked up, unfortunately, for Micro Gods just then, and it's still 2 levels down, or 3 levels technically, but now past 20, who cares? They are trying to go for these camps.
Just so you're aware, this stream is apparently offline. So you might want to check that out.
Oh, that's all right.
In the meantime, I'm not sure what's going on there. Just take your time, let me know when we're back.
Yeah, no worries. Keep talking because it is recording.
All right. Sorry about that. So, yeah, Godzilla in the middle, trying to soak out this XP. The stream is back on now, I believe. Yes, it is. Alright, so, hard camp, top lane. Boss being taken out. So what do we got? Sorry, I'm so lost now.
No, that's right. Well, we got 5 for the face. They are picking up the boss in the top lane now, and they're going to be able to push behind this pretty well. We got Sharper going in, and wasn't able to connect with Condemn onto anyone. Tinker Chan's just cleaning up the top lane a little bit for him to push even harder with that boss. Skyfire is been cloned, so he's not really dead. It's just a clone. And again, we see Sharper became the hook target, and he's just unstoppable out of it. It's just... He's not the target they want, but it's the target they keep getting. Divine, its hammer has come out.
Oh, Divine, Maul going into the back line, keeping Jaina out of this fight, so they do not have the damage follow-up. So they will have to back out. They do get to keep, obviously. Boss is beating on the core now, and Micro really have to deal with this. There's a huge minion wave in the middle with all those Abatha minions there as well.
Oh, look at that. Illidan's choosing to...
coming in now.
I was going to say, Illidan's choosing to forget the enemies, forget everything, and he's just wailing on the core. Look at that health falling, and I think it was definitely fire. Fire for the face. I think a better name would have been called Fire for the Core, because they have brought this series back to a 3-0. It is 1-1 apiece. Each team fighting to keep themselves in the upper bracket.
Yeah, so we're going to go to game 3. Finally, we get a game where we go to game 3, and we're not just coming.
And it was an amazing game. I mean, we saw Micro Gods. I think they played a really good first half of the game. But Illidan and Karazim really became the MVPs of that. That divine palm that kept Illidan alive. Illidan coming out down, acting as a cleanup crew, getting the kills on, I believe it was Uther. And I don't remember who it was, Uther and Tuka, or Uther and Thrall. I mean, it was just... Wow, we haven't seen good Illidan for a while, and I don't know, I say we. I shouldn't speak for other guys, I'll say for myself.
Oh, dropped. Are we still here?
You're there.
Still here. Back.
Well, I
can hear you, but no video.
Awesome game. Illidan, I mean, I was really excited to see it, and it paid off. They won a game pretty convincingly, I suppose. Abathur, Monk, Illidan, the dream.
Yeah, you know what? It makes you ask yourself, gee, I wonder what that first game was like.
Yeah.
To make them pick like that as well, just, oh, here we go. Here's an Illidan, here's an Abathur. Cheers. It's quite strange, especially with the current meta. How we're sitting.
And then you look at you go like, okay, so Illidan received what, a 4% damage increase per level or something like that. That was his big change, was an extra 4 damage to his auto.
4 damage, not 4%. He probably wishes it was 4%.
Yeah. It's an extra 4 damage at the beginning, which obviously gets better with the 4% damage scaling per level he receives. But to look at that and go, whoa, Illidan, maybe he's a super awesome pick now. And not super awesome pick, but they just played him so well. I mean, that's obviously a trained comp.
Hey, Happy Rage.
Yeah, bro.
the person who won the last skin, Shihiro, she gave us a comment before, and she actually won the same skin last week or something like that.
Already has Malfear and wants a wee chat here, so
if you
get
could
you
just,
on.
if you could just talk to her, please.
No worries. I'll slap her a message
Thank you.
in a non-domestic.
And thank you, Shihiro,
in a non-physical violence way.
But look at that, Happy Rage does actually give out a free skin. What a great guy. Stream drops, but we don't care. We're going to give you a free skin as your sort of compromise, if you will.
Exactly.
I got my Illidan's ready.
Nice.
They're little jumping around doing flips and shit.
Yeah, absolutely smashing.
Only out of skin.
Splashing and sashing.
You
Sashing.
know, make that.
I kind of want a Spectre skin, but unfortunately I don't have that.
You know,
Sorry,
make
mate.
that little back shelf you've got awesome happy is that if every game you had enough pop vinyls to make the team compositions for each side.
I tell you what though, we've got a red carpet. Check that out. Sick.
As you can see, there's going to be a production that goes on later. The carpets or the curtains are going to open, and you're going to have the full-on blown grease lightning going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The theoretical version of the grand final.
And I say Red Bull does give you wings. We've given up on Lipton. We've actually opted for the Red Bull now. It gives us wings. It also gives Illidan wings.
Our Lipton sponsorship didn't work, so we moved on to the
She
next.
lasted a couple of games, but we have moved on to a better partnership.
She was a good mistress.
And she did perform well for us in that game. Illidan doing so much work, flapping his wings left, right, and centre, and flapping his way towards the core as they won the game.
Obviously, Illidan popped a couple of Red Bulls before the start of that game. Or at least at level 10.
He's already had 10 Red Bulls. He's on.
It was pinging.
Absolutely. Well, I think the draft has been sent out. Correct me if I'm wrong. You don't have to correct me if I'm wrong because I'm absolutely right. So hold your tongue there. Five for face or FFF are going up against Micro Gods for the third game, and this is the first third game.
Well, this is a series, a 1-1. Cool.
And what a good game it's been so far. Like, we only got to see the second game, not the first.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, how good was that first game? Possibly to see such a great second game, and we're going to get a fantastic third game as well. I predict.
I would predict the same.
So we got the draft link. We're just waiting for both teams to ready up, and then we can see how they're going to go into this. Do you think Micro Gods will ban Abathar after seeing how well he was played just then? Just great soaking.
Look at Happy Rage dropping skins like they're going out of fashion.
Dropping bombs.
Damn. Will we see an Abathar ban? That's the big question on everybody's mind. Abathar's already been played in two games that have been streamed by two different people.
Three games.
Well, technically, yeah. If we're talking about series, 2 games.
Almost 100% representation in the form of games we've casted.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's very possible we could see a bit more. I don't really feel like a lot of teams have been playing Abathar though. To be fair, I mean, what's it called? Five for Face and Micro Gods. We didn't get to see them last week. I'm pretty sure either of those teams. And obviously we didn't get to see Demise and those lads. Well, we got to see them in other teams. KBA didn't get to play last week, but of course they were comfortable picking up Abathar, and so we might see it.
He's a very niche pick, Abathar. He's a very niche pick, and you have to be a very good player on him. Just very good map awareness. Now, we have gone into the draft for this match. For the third game.
Boys!
There you go, Starving. They've heard you. They wanted to give you a great game on one of your favorite maps. Now, Zagara has been banned out first. So they're choosing. So Five for the Face is opting. Have they got the first pick as well, or is that going to Micro Gods?
They will have first
pick. Yeah,
first band's going to go on.
So interesting. They might be
Gods.
interested in picking up Rhaegar because they've done that. They presented the ban to Micro Gods saying, look, you ban it or we might take it. They're trying to call trying to call a bluff there. Will Micro Gods call it, or will they decide to ban out maybe the Abathar or whatever the heroes? Maybe Illidan. Maybe, gee, we don't want to play against that again.
I'd be really surprised if we saw a first ban on Illidan.
Yeah.
Every part of me. I'd lose it all. I'd walk away from the stream and I'd come back next year. So Kel'Thas does get taken out. They force the attention towards Fire for Face now, saying, do you want Rhaegar? Because, if you don't, we'll take it. But they do
Look at
pop of the
that.
pick. This has to be a lock-in. I'd be very surprised if they didn't take it. And there we go.
All right.
Yeah, we knew that. We've said it. We said it a couple of times today that if Rhaegar's not banned, he's probably going to be picked up. And actually,
Probably.
I think last game he wasn't.
Mate, I called it. 100% ban, 100% ban.
I called it. I did, not you.
Yeah,
Nobody else knows the ANZ scene quite like
I didn't
she's an
take
encyclopedia.
examples from other scenes that had tournaments earlier this week. It was all my unique idea. I did not do research. No research at all.
I love it.
All right,
But
Jaina being
Brawl and
picked
Diablo
up.
instantly taken away. That's their two best picks that they think are going to brawl and deny 5 for face. They do take Jaina straight away. So, once again, no wizards remaining on the cards. And Joanna is taken as well. Very strong tank with the AoE clear. And look at this. You are correct there, Disconker. They do ban out Aberfurt. They're not having it whatsoever. Weren't a fan of it last game, and they're definitely not a fan of it this time. They want to stay in the upper bracket and not face the wrath of that lower bracket best of one.
Is that an Overwatch shirt, by the way, Happy?
Yeah, it's Tracer shit, mate.
Yeah, I thought so.
Coming to Heroes of the Storm soon. Hashtag soon.
Soon, TM.
Hashtag not soon enough.
Happy's like the betas for Overwatch is open in a couple of days. Better start showing my support again.
Oh, mate, I got like 10 of these shirts.
What, Tracer shirts? That's a bit strange.
Oh,
don't you think?
yeah, just Tracer. Yeah.
Yeah, Tracer, yeah.
All right,
Have
so
a
just looking
Tracer
at-
blow up, they'll let you on, yeah.
Oh, look at this. So Fire for the Face have ended up banning Tyrande or Tyranda. So not 100% sure how you pronounce that. And so they're looking at Micro Gods, trying to prevent them from having like too much of a burst comp. Obviously, Diablo and Thrall. Diablo can run in there, get the throw of the shoulder. Thrall can follow up with the Ghost Wolves and vice versa. Taking Tyrande does remove that option to possibly burst down a target like that. So Micro Gods in end choosing to pick up Valor. Obviously for the sort of nice sustained damage. What do you think? Multi-shot build or Hungering Arrow? What would we be looking at?
100%.
Hard to say at this stage. Usually you go
Yeah,
multi-shot
yeah.
just as a standard safe
Yeah.
pick. And like Hungering Arrow if you're versing a lot of melee or
Yeah.
burst jumps.
Which you don't really
I'd
see
say-
from Fire for the Face right now, but they do have the Rhaegar. Obviously, the Rhaegar could Lightning Shield onto Johanna, but you would be thinking they'd be taking another target. They would really get heaps of benefit, really up in people's faces. Abath is gone, so Illidan's probably off the cards.
Yep. I like the Tehran ban because you see a lot of times teams will go a very aggressive comp and they'll just take Tyrande as their solo support and just make things happen. They'll just roam from lane to lane, look for picks, look for snipes, and snowball from those one-on-one pickoffs.
I like the Sylvanas pick actually, because I was thinking like, they're going to pick up Uther, but they don't have to pick it up because
Yep.
the other team's already picked up their support. They can
Yep.
save it on this pick.
Yeah.
You're a bit right there, by the way, Happy Rage.
But yeah, Sonya being hovered over.
It'd be an interesting one because they lock in that Sonya. Like, well, like they got a bit of damage there. You think you'd see Tassadar and go double support?
Possibly. Rhaegar does pump out quite a bit of damage now.
But with the Rhaegar and his lightning shield, followed up by Tassadar and his shield. Happy Rage, you seem very quiet on your microphone all of a sudden.
Oh, sorry about that. I'll
Oh, bless you.
Sound chick.
I muted it to take a drink, and then I realized I didn't put it down all the way.
Yeah.
So I'm not using my proper microphone because it was being all
Oh,
echoey.
right.
Sonya,
Oh,
the
it looked like
barbarian
they might
god
be good.
herself.
That was that.
The name of my mother as well, and she's quite a barbarious witch as well. So. Yeah.
She did add me on Facebook, mate.
No.
Let's be honest, mate.
All right, we're digressing here now, so let's just change the subject right quick. No, but yeah, okay. So as I pull the conversation, steer it away and back into the game away from my mother, who is probably watching as well, to be fair.
If you're Micro Gods, do you pick up Karazim and possibly take 7-sided strike here to try and punish that Johanna?
Yeah,
And
they got a
Sonya?
pretty beefy-ish team. It could work.
Oh no, they do take Malfurion instead just to try and support. That's interesting. They've still got. The Uth is still on the table. We still see Karazim, and yet we've got Malfurion being picked up. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
on the Malfurion pick.
Yeah, I thought they.
Yeah, I didn't expect it. That's for sure.
I mean, I'm thinking
They definitely needed support. I just didn't think they would opt for Malfurion. Maybe they just want to, because the roots don't really. They're ineffective essentially against the Joanna. Sonya can obviously, when you see the roots go down, you've got that time frame where you can spear out if need be. We're just gonna have to see what exactly it is that they're planning. Maybe they're going for some sort of wave clear, or they want a lot of pushing power. Not 100% sure, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, Malfurion is quite a good healer.
They needed some CC. That's all I can really think of, because Karazim can do a lot of work. If he's going 7-sided, he wants to be able to lock up targets. You can't exactly rely on the APOC or a root from Frov to do it all. So they're trying to pick off targets. The only one that has any mobility would be that Falstead. So if they can try and pick off a Sonya and burst through an Ancestral, or prevent the Ancestral from a well-timed Wailing Arrow, then we'll just have to see.
Yeah, it's an interesting pick, but I mean, maybe we'll do a lot of work for him. I think the stun from Uther would have just been really beneficial, and again the Divine Shield thrown onto the Thrall as well.
How do you feel about not having I'm confused why there wasn't an Uther pick over Malf. Do you think it's because they didn't want too many melee heroes?
Could possibly as well.
Stacking on top, because you got 3 melee heroes stacking on top of a lightning shield Johanna, pretty much. And I'm not 100% sold on it, but at the same time,
you wouldn't be dropping your stun on Johanna possibly as Uther either.
You're gonna keep it on Sonya, keep her away from your back.
Yeah.
But anyway, Malfurion is picked up.
It's not a bad pick. Like Malfurion isn't a bad pick, and it's the AoE healing from Malfurion is going to be fantastic, which is really going to help with Diablo and Thrall when they do dive into the lines. But I feel like they've got nothing that once they get into their lines, they're not really supported. And then I guess the Tranquility could help with that just through pure healing. But there's a lot of damage, especially from that Jaina for 5 for the face. So it's
I feel like Fire the Face have the more bursty, sort of safer comp. They have disengaged if they need to. They can stun people up, blast you in a Jaina combo, and then see you later. But Microgods have a more sustained damage. I mean, it's a bit of a choking draft. You get yourself into pick up 2 sustained DPS and be like, let's hope this works. But we'll just have to see how it goes out. It's all execution. It's not necessarily a matter of just having the best draft, as we've seen from these games early on in the day.
And last week as well, we saw some team comps that we thought, they're going to win, and they just didn't, essentially. So, like you said, Skimmy, it's hard to say just off the bat. And it is 1-1, so obviously both these teams are going to be kicking into overdrive as they effectively both try and win this game.
Well, that's it. They're both here to win. They've shown amazing games. The last one we watched. So, I'm sure both drafts are impeccable. Fire for the Face, I feel, won the draft. However, we'll see what Microgods can do. I mean, if those Diablo and Thrall get a couple of early picks off, and they just snowball and level lead, it doesn't matter how good your draft is. If you're 4 levels down, you're not going to do much. So we'll just see how they can snowball it.
Well, if Microgods honour their name, then they're going to be Microgods and just outplay.
That's it.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to flip a coin on it. I don't know who's going to win. I'll flip a Battle.net game card. If anyone can steal the code off of this by seeing it flip through the air, you can have it. So heads, I'm going to go with Microgods.
Microgods.
Yeah, 50-50. I was just thinking to myself, actually, this is the one that doesn't have the code scratched off it. Nice try.
I'm like slowing down frame by frame for about 10 minutes just to find out.
Must get it.
They jump into Sony Vegas clip by clip, must get the guys.
I wouldn't be surprised. I flashed them up last week, and then I was thinking to myself, shit, I scratched off the back of this one. I better give this one away first. That's why I threw out the $25 first thing last week. Just because I didn't want it to get stolen.
All right, so we're loading into Tomb of the Spider Queen. I'm excited for this match. I can't wait to see what both teams do. I'm excited to see what Microgods does with this composition, what Malfurion really brings to it. Because I've got a couple of ideas, but hopefully they get all blown out of the water because Microgods just does something incredible, like Malfurion solos the boss or something insane like that. I don't know.
Yeah. If this comes down to like a base race or something, I literally will punch a baby. I'll be that excited.
Domestic abuse. Punch a sheep, mate. Punch a kangaroo.
Kangaroos, mate.
Punch some
scary things.
vermin.
Go bloody jacking out straight on the Barbie, mate. Wait,
All right, let's
hold
get
that
into
sheep.
this.
Jesus. Sheep running.
Yeah, sheep are
running
doing
them
pretty
up.
well today. They actually haven't disconnected the internet, so
Yeah.
a big shout out to the slaughtering
caretaker,
business,
yeah.
the caretaker. She's done a bloody fine job.
Caretaker of the fiber.
The shear,
Alright,
the
so-
sheep shearer.
All right, so
Blue
we're
team,
into
we
the
have-
Spider Queen, sorry, not King, and we have blue team. They are the Micro Gods. They've swapped sides, and we got Vigorak playing as Thrall, Tuka on the Diablo, Jaddy on Malfurion, Vigorak on Thrall, and Godzilla will be playing Sylvanas. And I hope I said it, but I'll say it again if not. Physics is playing on Valor.
All right, and on the red side, we have FFF, or Fire to Face. Oh, Fire for Face, sorry. Tinkerchen was on the Illidan, now on the Johanna. Sharper on the Sonya. Hoyagon this time on the Rega. Amazing support last game. Got great cleanses off and whatnot. And the Skyfire we have on the Falstad. And lastly, but not leastly, Cavalry once again on that Jaina.
And I just want to say that Rhaegar and Falstad have the best skins for the heroes currently in the game, personal opinion. And a little bit of a tuffle in the mid lane, but no one really doing any work. Oh, Vigorak could actually punish Skyfire here, but no, just barrel roll over the wall.
Alright, so looks like Micro Gods, they're going for the wipe out the lane strategy, and it looks like they're going to have to follow Five Face. Oh, Johanna getting picked up, but that is not the target you want to be getting picked up. She can just walk out of pretty much anything. But yeah, as I was saying, what's their name? Micro Gods. They're really going with the wipe the wave, rotate up, wipe the wave, rotate up, and it's really forcing Five Face to follow up. And Sonya in this top lane, Sharp taking a lot of damage, wasn't ready for that rotate just at that point. Will get healed up to full thanks to the power of the healing well. They actually do look amazing on this map and on Sky Temple as well. I like the look of them. The healing wells. Good stuff.
Yeah, they are very well
Anyway, we haven't
designed.
talked about bottom lane. Vigorak. Looks like he's doing a lot of work on this Falstad. Probably just poking him with the chain lightning non-stop, not allowing him into the lane. Not that he needs to be in lane. All he needs to do is soak. As you can see, he's only got 3 gems compared to Vigorak's 6.
Yeah,
So he does have the advantage. But in the bottom lane, Cavalry coming down, going to get the slow onto Vigorak, uses his Wind Fury to speed himself up. He's making his decision. He's like, yeah, I'll run towards the gate. No, never mind, I won't do that. That might have just been a pathing issue.
It's actually not a bad thing on this map. People forget about that. Is that you don't necessarily have to make your gate in the bottom lane. You can escape down the bottom. Gives it a very interesting feel. Gives you an extra escape option, and it's why that bottom lane's not as detrimental as people think to solo.
Yeah. So Micro Gods are actually pulling ahead in the XP. They've taken out the top lane because they're having to chase them around from each lane. But in the bottom lane, once again, they go on to Vigorak. He just does the exact same thing. Wind Fury sprints down a little bit and gets safe.
He's got a
Meanwhile,
solid escape.
Micro Gods. Yeah.
Yeah, just saying,
And
he's got a
Micro
solid
Gods
escape
just
thing.
rotate.
And you're right, the Micro Gods is doing the clean top and bottom lane. We're not really seeing Fire for the Face really respond to that. They're players to try and take out Thrall in the bottom lane, and it's just not working for them. They're possibly losing, perhaps, maybe a little bit of soak from this. They're giving the chance for Micro Gods to come in and maybe kill whoever's extended in the mid lane. So I think they really have to change up their tactics now.
Yeah, well, they're trying to mirror exactly what Micro Gods is doing, but if you look at the top lane, look at the bottom lane, it's not niching the same result. And yeah, they need to change it up. I think they need to either counter or just try to pick off Physics as he's slower to rotate around these areas. I've noticed he's always the last one through, so maybe if they just wait at the top between the middle, they might be able to pick him up. But Tuka going in does get a lot of damage thrown onto him. Malfurion throwing out that rejuvenation onto him, but it may not be enough. Hoyo getting picked up. Oh no! The cannons doing extra damage to him and do not manage to pick off the kill. Oh, that was extremely
Jaina! Actually, on really low health, the poison coming in from Sylvanas is acting really big there, and Tinkerchan could be in a lot of trouble now, and will be! And then Sharper and Hoyogon's gotta back out.
Yeah, that was a great pickup on Tuka. That Hoyogun was chasing him, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, Feral, lunge onto you. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick you up and punt you into towers. See you, mate." And he had to run for his life, and that's where that team fight kind of turned around when their support had to back out with his towel between his legs.
Yeah, they're all a little bit slow to escape Godzilla. They might not be in a little trouble depending on their positioning. Seeing Sharper and Cavalry could maybe follow up to the predicted path, but decided not to. And now we just go back to this lane clearing top mid by the Micro Gods. And I mean, they're proving right now in this game they're a little bit more dominant. They've got the Web Weavers coming into action. It's going to put a lot of pressure. None of the lanes are overly pushed, however. So the Web Weavers are, still detrimental, but nothing fearful just yet.
Yeah, great map awareness by Vikarak. He saw the 4 team members from Fire for Face rotating through the middle, so he backed out well before they even got down there. So great observing from him. He's doing a really good job just poking with the chain lightning. But the pull in onto Godzilla. Godzilla really low HP. Does get the rejuve onto him, but the pickup going onto Sharper once again. Fire Sky flying into the backline, trying to get Godzilla, but will get taken out himself. Tinker-chan having to run for his life. The roots are in place. Will he get taken out? That is the question. Running for his life, does get taken out. But now they're following up on Cavalry. Will they be able to get him? No, they won't. They're just going to turn around, back out, push with their Web Weaver, and look at the bottom lane and top lane. They might lose 3/4. Cavalry's headed up to the top, but bot lane still got quite a bit of HP on that Web Weaver.
Yeah, that was a really bad fight being taken by Fire for the Face just then. Very different from what we saw last game, where they were a little bit more dominating. I'm just trying to look at what's happening with their damage. If they're targeting, they're not focusing. If they're not living up to their namesake and not really focusing. I mean, if we look at hero damage, maybe that's what's going on, because the scores are a little bit lower to their side. They are down. They are down 2 levels, so it could just be the difference. And we also see heroics as well being picked up for Micro Gods. We see the Wailing Arrow. We see the Lightning Breath. Is that Lightning Breath for Diablo?
Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Apocalypse was used. Falstad running for his life. He's running into no man's land. He's running towards the wrong people's base. I don't know if he has Fly up at this point, but he's going to have to start thinking about it. Yeah, Fly finally comes off cooldown, and Godzilla's in position there. He was running from it for so long. Like, he ran from all the way back at his tower in the complete opposite direction. Not the way he wants to be going.
Well, I was watching that, and I guess it was just a distraction. It brought his team a little bit of time to get some mercenaries in the mid lane. They can then rotate, maybe clear out another lane. Just relieves a little bit of pressure, but I mean, Sylvanas is going to kill those mercenaries pretty fast. I just want to go back. Right. So it was Apocalypse being picked up from Diablo. Sorry, he used it almost as it was picked up, so couldn't quite see what it was. And then we got Tranquility on Malfurion, Sunder on Thrall, and Strafe being picked up by Valor.
Alright, just to show as well, they do actually have enough gems on Micro Gods to get another set of Web Weavers, but they're opting to get the hard camp instead. The Fire for Face having to clear out the bottom lane. They are going to kill out these minions, but top lane also going to get pushed out. Web Weaver is going to come in. Where do you think they're going to push? I can't see a direct route. Probably just going to go straight through the middle with the mercenary camp.
I was about to say, right now, the mid lane is the lane for pushing. I mean, it's the most pushed in. You got the mercenaries as well. It looks like they are rotating the top, however, maybe trying to split push, distract. But yeah, I would say mid or top right now. And it looks like they are choosing top, or are they going to rotate down? They are. Like a little bit of a bait and switch. We'll bait them into the mid. We'll go to the top lane, but then we'll switch down and push behind the Web Weaver. And we just see the Fire for the Face like, nope, we're out. We're not falling for this trap.
They actually got some really good placement of the minion wave in the bottom lane, because once this middle Web Weaver is coming in, their bottom Web Weaver is pretty much going to be coming just towards the front at the same time. So unless there is an engagement in this middle lane, they're going to have plenty of time to rotate down. Really a question of who's actually going to make the first move. Godzilla rotating down, going to disable all these towers in the bottom lane. Will they be able to push in? Cavalry taking quite a bit of damage there as he poked through, trying to get damage onto that Web Weaver. Will Tuka jump onto somebody? That is the question. Tinker-chan very close. He's right up against that gate there, Tuka, trying to pick somebody up over and punt them back into the rest of his team. But they're going to have to back out here. Got quite a bit of value in terms of XP as well.
I mean, it has given them that important 2-level lead into third team. They have talent. Oh, Diablo's could be in a little bit of trouble here, taking a lot of damage. But actually, Johanna will fall first for 5 for the face. We see the strafe come out, doing a lot of work again, picking up Rhaegar. Jaina will fall, and then now Sharper is surely next to die. And it is. Microgods picking up a great 4-hero kill there in a little bit of an engagement that felt a little bit forced on 5 for the face side. And they've been punished severely for it.
3-level advantage. The rest of their team's finally going to be spawning in a couple of seconds now. Falstad just trying to wipe out this minion wave to try to prevent them from doing a little bit of an extra push. If they did do an extra push, they would have died. Would have been a terrible decision, especially with quite a few members on a little bit of mana, especially Physics and Vigorak. They probably would not have worked out in their favour. So just completely ignore me. I'm just dribbling on. Anyway, what do you think they need to do in a time like this? For instance, they're 3 levels down, they're talent level down, and minions are going to be pushing in the bottom, and most likely they're going to rotate towards the boss in the top lane. How would you deal with this? Because I'm not exactly sure what they can do.
They're down level, but they're not too much down. You got to be looking at, do we get to level 3 or do we go into it? Their heroics, all their heroics are up. They could be possibly getting a pick from this. So I'd be trying to, let's say, roam a little bit as a 5, pick up experience between the lanes, go bottom, mid, top, and see if you can find a member from the enemy team and just pounce on it with those heroics to get that level difference. If they've got to be really onto the ball right now with their map awareness, where is the enemy? Why can't we see them? What are they doing? They're doing boss, but they just haven't detected that. They did a hand in instead, and I think that's been a bit detrimental for them. They lost their opportunity just then to really come back. Even with these Red Weavers.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I don't think they could have actually encountered the boss. I think if they went up there, they might have thrown. So handing in might have been the better choice. It's better than them losing the gems right now.
Yeah.
As this push is going to come in with the top wave, and they do have the web weavers to help defend against this boss.
Yeah, that's it. And if they can distract enough, if they can distract us enough as well, the weavers in their bottom and mid lanes will also get a little bit of value for them, give a bit of an experience. So I guess in the right, they went for the route that could buy them experience if it pays off. But they haven't spent a lot of time on this boss. They're losing a lot of value. They're Sharper almost falling, Ancestral Healing coming out, keeping him alive. And now they pushed in, they're making their play. Just as they started to make it, they decided to back out, not having the confidence. It is a 4-level difference. So they really just want to defend right now. And you know what, actually, you are 100% right. They've made a great play by handing in. Check this out. In the mid lane, they got their web weavers picking up some towers. And that is all experience they want right now. Changing that talent deficit back from only 1 talent difference as opposed to 2.
Yeah, you're right there, definitely. One thing I noticed in that team fight was a great gust from Falstad. He did it right as Godzilla shot out his silencing arrow, and because he was getting pushed back, he couldn't activate the silence arrow.
Yeah.
So, really good play there in terms... I think it was complete luck. But it's just the way it worked out. One thing I noticed, I thought it was quite funny.
It was
anyway.
Well timed.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Oh, do you think that?
Looks like they're going to go for.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to set a trap here.
They're posturing. Will Tuka take a look? That is the question. He's taking a look by himself. He's all by himself, running into the middle of all of them, and Tuka going to be absolutely destroyed there. Jassy doing nothing he can do to heal him up in that moment, and Sharper chasing, turning around.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about before. They really got to roam a little bit of the 5, clean lanes, and just get those picks. I mean, that pick is just so vital for the continued experience. Look at that. That was a well-timed cleanse from Uther, keeping Sonya in it. She didn't get locked down, but it doesn't matter because she's gonna die anyway, and so is Johanna. And we're just gonna see Micro here just take the lead. Well, they've had the lead, but just really take the, let's call it, initiative back in their favor, and they're just gonna push into these forts. I mean, they might be able to push and win from this. It's definitely a lot of minions coming in their lines. And look at that.
I don't think there's anything 5 for face can do. They've lost Sonya, they lost Johanna. If they try to push out, look at this, cavalry's going to die. The root's coming out. The ice block will end before that actually comes out, so he will get taken out. Apocalypse perfectly timed as well. But so
that is it.
Game 3
All
Going
right,
to
so
Microgods.
a little bit anticlimactic. Unfortunately, we didn't see Fire for the Face play as well as they did in that second game, and Microgods just proved their dominance in this series. But still was a good series. They were taken to their limits up to a best of 3 to 3 games, and we will see Fire for the Face fall into the lower bracket.
Yeah, very unfortunate there for Fire for Face. The Fire may have
Died out.
I have, maybe the Fire was too close to their own face and they lost their eyebrows.
Fire for Face. Maybe they're playing Hunter in Hearthstone and went for the face and hit their own face as a bit of a fluke.
Couldn't get through to the face. Got healed up by a priest and lost after a big double HP buff.
Reminiscing back on what we just saw, I don't think Fire for the Face really had a good game plan for that map. We saw Microgods. They had a plan. They were going to rotate mid, top, clean up, grab the gems, hand in when they could. We didn't really see, the game plan we saw from Fire for the Face was constantly try to rotate down to that bottom lane. Any other map, it may have been a really good choice, but in this one, in Tomb of the Spider Queen, you do have that extra escape route underneath your base. So they just did not adapt to the map environment. I think that's what cost them. Their inability to adapt to the situation really just lost them the game in the end.
And I mean, there was one point as well, one fight where the chat seemed to go off, where Falstad flew in and he threw out the Stormhammer, and it just scathed the hair follicles of
it was pre-10 as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So he couldn't exactly gust. He just flew in, he died, and then was like, team?
Yeah, and so, just, I think he may have just acted a bit too impulsively there and got taken out. And from that point onwards, we did see them pick up the XP advantage, and they were trying to pick up the pieces. And I really feel like Tomb of the Spider Queen is also one of those maps. When I remember there's a moment the other week when Skimmy actually said, it's like dominoes. If you get the first one and they can't get back in, it's just a falling domino effect, and you just can't really seem to get it back up. And that's really, I think, what happened there.